How you going, guys? I'm Rob from Robin Woods, and on today's video I'm talking about the running app INTvL and the difference and the pros and cons between highway running and bush running. Let's get into it. Okay, number 6. Mate, as you can see from right behind us, that fucking Okay, so I've been using the running app INTvL to claim territory. INTvL is a running app where you complete runs in loops and you claim territories. You compete against other people to claim their territories, see who holds the most at the end of the month. If you want to claim a territory, you have to run around theirs, or you can run through them and claim parts of their territory. Now, this led me down to a side quest where I realised that only 1% of Australia had been claimed. All the major cities had lots of people competing for territories, but no one was out there claiming the bush. So I made it my goal to go out there and try to claim as much of Australia as possible, knowing that so far only 1% of Australia had been claimed. This led me going off to two different tangents: highway running and bush running. Now, I started doing this because I was spending a lot of time in the bush, and when the family's asleep and I need something to do, then I'll put the app on, I'll go for a run, I'll claim some territories and come back. Now I'm going to go over the pros and cons of bush running compared to highway running. Starting off with bush running. The pros are, it's more fun. I do all my runs at night, and there's something, inherently exciting about running around in the bush at night. Much better scenery. Again, if you're doing it during the day, you're going to see a lot more than I am, but at night still looks cool. You get a full moon, you go out there, run through the pine trees, it's great. Feels like an adventure. Nothing better than chucking in an audio book about maybe a modern hood, Robin Hood, and going for a run through a forest. There's no people around, and the people you do run into is very rare, but I'm sure they're nice and they're probably out there doing a hike anyway. It's easier to carry gear while hiking. With your backpack, you have to be more prepared, but at least you've always got the gear there. It makes great content and some cinematic shots. Now, my videos suffer because I'm running at night and I don't have a night vision camera, which leads me to the cons. The trails twist everywhere. There's barely any straight trails. And the point of INTvL is making as big as loops as possible. If you run up one track and then you run back another, and they are perpendicular to themselves and very little gap, you're not claiming a large square kilometres. So it's harder to claim ground efficiently. Uneven ground. Your pace is going to be slower because of how uneven and unstable and the ground's going to be. You just have to accept that, especially running at night. You're not going full bore. Even with a head torch on, it's not safe to be sprinting around. It is easier to lose your way, but one of the pros is if you follow one trail and you've had enough and you want to head back, you'll be finding many trails to come back. It is easier to lose your way, especially running at night, where you need some sort of knowledge of the area you're in and some sort of planned track to be on to make it really effective. The other one is cons would be animals and mud. I run at night, I don't run into snakes, but if you're running during the day, that's definitely an issue. And if you are in need of aid, it's a lot harder to get to you if you're out on trail. But that's one of the things you have to be aware about. One of the biggest cons is the amount of gear I feel comfortable running with. So first aid kit, I carry a backup radio. I carry backup batteries for my head torch. I carry more water than I probably would need, and I also carry more food. I'm type 1 diabetic, so the last thing I want to do is pass out on a dark trail in the middle of nowhere and not been found for a while. That's bush running. Okay, highway running is the main focus is industrial areas, farm blocks, and big bush blocks. They are massive, they are unclaimed, and they're unclaimed for a reason. But, pros first, easy to track your route. Some of these blocks are 15 to 20 Ks just going in a square and back again. Massive areas, which means you gain massive amount of territories. And some blocks, the kilometres you run are almost equal to the square kilometres you claim. You always know where you are. A lot of these places are straight roads. You'll have cars going past if you need them. You don't need to carry as much gear. Some of them are very well lit. Again, you need help, someone will find you. You probably don't need any of the gear that I carry when I'm running through the bush. Flat ground. Most highways have a shoulder that are great to run on. Maybe they're grass, maybe it's gravel, but it is flat. You're not going to get, even when it's pissing down, even when it's bucketing down with rain, you're not going to get patches where you're going to have to wade through water. So it's easy to navigate and it's much more efficient. The cons are the exact same as the pros, but to the extremes. They are long, boring roads, so mental fatigue is an issue. You're running down the same road in a straight line for kilometres, it can get to you. The people that are there to help you, people coming past and all that, are also a hindrance. It takes a special kind of person to run on the shoulder of a highway and having cars speed past them. Even me, when I'm jogging out there, I can hear them coming, the lights are coming, I'll move off the side just to let them pass because, one, I don't want them stopping for me. A lot of people see a person standing on the side of the road and they're like, oh, I better figure out if they're okay. Another con is you have to dress like you're running. You can't just be out there in shorts and a singlet. You have to have a, high-vis backpack on and, maybe a head strap on, and some big headphones, and make it look like you're out there running. That'll prevent a lot of people from pulling over to see if you're okay. They're like, oh, no, they're running, keep going. Another big con is, I said this for the bush one, but animals are more frequently jumping out at me on a highway than they are in a bush. I run through the bush and I'll see I'll hear a kangaroo or an emu, but they will avoid me. For some reason, every time I run on the highway, there's a kangaroo wants to jump out at me. I don't know what it is. Every time I run past a rabbit, they come straight out. It's like, I don't know, maybe they've got some questionable life decisions. They're having a hard time, but they are very active on our highways. I put down on con category that it's less of a venture, but it's a different adventure. You're claiming territories, you're going to claim a massive amount of territories doing it this way. It just feels slightly more insane. And then you have to explain to people why you're out there. So what do I find better? Well, quick recap is I'm out in the bush a lot. And I would rather rarely be home. So bush hiking is what I want to do. I work night shift, so I'm awake at night. So when everyone else is asleep and I'm all by myself, then I'll put an audiobook on and I'll go for a run, and that's what I like doing. Highway running is for when I don't have time to get out into the bush and I just want to claim a massive amount of land for that day. Highway is the best for efficiency. Bush seems like the best for adventure. Now, I'm not recommending anyone does either. They both come with risks. For some reason, highway running seems to attract wild dogs, which not everyone will realize is an issue they're going to have to deal with. I come across more dangerous animals on the highway than I do in the bush. Either way, you get out there, you claim the area, you you join the cause. Let's claim as much of Australia as can. Some of these other countries are like 50 and 60% entire country has been claimed by runners. And we're sitting here, I think we're still below 1%. This is a side quest that I'm getting distracted in. This is not my goal, but it has been fun and I've been doing a lot of it and I will keep doing it. So follow along, check out some of my runs. They don't all go well, but I'm doing my best.